Stream.
Okay. The deed. And I have to share my screen with you again, don't I?
Yes, please. Would be much appreciated. Otherwise, there's like a 30-second delay. Thank you. I mean, unless you want the 30-second delay, but I don't think you do. We also watched a Polish film. That was a scary movie. It was like an homage to like all of the scary movies of the 80s. It was also fairly good. Good evening, Mr. Aaron. Are we reading this all again, or are we just gonna breeze through it?
We're just gonna breeze through it.
Okay, so how do you think that? Are we gonna try and stay neutral this time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the last 2 times that we played, the first time we played through, we tried to be a dick to everybody, and that didn't go very well. And then the next time we played it, we tried to be super, super nice to everybody, and that also didn't go well. So I think we need to find like a middle ground. Also, we had some ridiculous voices that hurt my voice, so I'm good at just not doing that for a hot minute.
Okay, let's go see our sister first.
Do you think we need to do the flashbacks or no?
No.
Okay. So what is your thought on how to frame the peoples? So I think it would be the easiest to frame the maid, right?
Well, no, we want to make it look like a suicide.
I'm just thinking logistically. Yeah, I want to make it look like a suicide. Probably not the panties then. We probably shouldn't steal the panties, even though I really want those to be a thing. We could do the mirror and the love letters.
The love letters?
Yeah, there were love letters by in your dad's room.
Okay.
So that would be. You still need to like go talk to everybody because otherwise you won't have a good alibi.
Yeah. Wait, this is my room. I don't need to go in here.
You could go in there for the lulz of it.
What's in here?
Your parents' room.
Is there anything in here that...
There was a flashback. Well, now we're going through the flashback. Congratulations, Nick. Welcome to PTSD.
Hold on, let me change the stream,
Why do you need to change the stream?
The video. Like, it's saying we're playing Mafia, but now we're not.
Oh.
Stream manager.
Ugh.
Getting away with murder.
Murder.
Okay.
Somebody in on Reddit, the shower thoughts, which I freaking love. And I've thought about this. I've thought about this way too much as well. That there must be people who actually watch the whole 30-minute long storyline that precedes the sex in full-length pornography films. Otherwise, they wouldn't be produced in that way. Which I've definitely thought about. I don't know. I feel like
some people watch it for the art.
Listen. I just want to get off and then go. So.
Yeah, I know. Usually, I skip straight to the good parts.
Oh yeah. Can we skip to the good part? I mean, I can understand that in like the hentai world, I guess. I don't know, because then it's like art. Well, not like it's not art. I have to live my own life, Dad. Puts hand on foreheads and. Tinjum jumps in. I join and you're talking about porn. Nice. We knew you were coming, so we Did you find the love letters in there?
No. Oh, no.
Okay. I think they're in the top, in the drawer over on the left.
This?
Yeah, I think they're in there. Yeah. So we are trying to make it look like a suicide this time. Is that?
No.
Oh no, that's the tossle. What's twassle? We don't want that. I feel like it'd be really hard to frame the dad. And
it wouldn't look. He wouldn't give it. I don't know. He wouldn't give us his inheritance if he was in prison. Well, okay, what love letters? I don't remember there being any love letters.
Being love letters. Go look by your mom then. I know it was in one of the desk drawers.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember going.
Well,
why would I?
Here's her diary.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Wait. No. Is that your mom's diary or your sister's diary?
It's my mom's.
Oh, no. You want your sister's love letters. Maybe it's down in... I bet you it's down in the maid's quarter.
Okay. Well, are you sure?
Yeah. If you... Okay, Tinjum, if you ever want... Or Jay, if you ever want dialogue that is absolutely hilarious, I believe it's Ghost Stories, which is an anime that they did a dub for. And it's the most ridiculous dub ever. I've never watched it, but I've seen clips of it, and they literally just were like, we're just gonna mess with this dialogue as much as possible.
There's nothing in here.
Right? I could have sworn there were love letters. Do you remember? Am I, like, gaslighting myself?
I have no idea about any love letters, and I only watched up to the first... I mean, I watched through the playthrough, and I don't know.
Okay, well, go... I'm trying to think of where else they would be. I wonder if they're in the hallway to go to the basement.
Okay, hold on. Please don't trouble yourself with it, sir. I probably shouldn't have said anything at all.
Yeah, I'd ask what's wrong with Mother. Anime again. I promise you, Tinjin, I will, me, you, and Jay will all watch this, and, Nick, if you want to watch this as well, although I don't think you're as much into anime.
I'm not, no.
It is fantastic. We can all just have a watch party of how wonderful it is. Okay, yeah, right there. Oh, nope, that's rope. I mean, actually, the rope would be good for killing herself.
But...
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Where
is it? Maybe it is in there. Go check the desk in there.
The desk?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Oh. Crap. Yeah. You upset your dad. We know. You're a failure to this whole community. Congratulations. I could've... There is. Can you go back and look at the desk, or would that just trigger the flashback again?
This? Pages of poetry penned in your sister's handwriting. They seem to be penned to an unidentified female. From your descriptions, you'd guess it's made. Okay, so take the poems.
It's not porn, Jay. It's I promise what I am suggesting is not porn. It is just badly dubbed anime that is meme-worthy.
Okay, if planted in the right location, this could raise interesting questions about the maid's relationship with your sister. So where to plant it?
I would say in your sister's room.
Wouldn't
you say? Yeah, I would say the.
But they're written. Okay, so she would find. What? Not the maid's room?
If it's penned in your sister's handwriting, are we trying to frame the maid, or are we trying to frame your sister for killing herself. Also,
I would say
Tingen said it's not so bad depending on what kind it is. If it's supposed to be the funny kind, then it's fine, but if it's supposed to be legit porn, then nah. I would also agree with that. It really depends on what kind it is, because when I was in high school, we would make jokes about it. About watching porn together.
I want to make it look like a suicide, because if it looks like she's crazy and a suicide, then the father will have no choice but to leave the inheritance to us.
So did it? Wait, I'm sorry. Did it say that it would make the maid look guilty or make your sister look guilty?
It said it would raise an interesting suspicion about the relationship with the maid.
Okay, so I say we take that and then we take the rope.
Not the glass, because the glass was in the maid's room.
Well, it depends if we're trying to frame the maid or if we're trying to...
I said, if we strangle her with a rope, it'll just look like someone strangled her.
Oh, that's right. It wouldn't look like a suicide.
It wouldn't look like she hung herself.
Yeah, let's stick with your plan of the mirror.
Okay, let's grab the mirror. But we need to figure out: are we planting it in the sister's room or the maid's room?
Sister's room.
Okay, sister's room.
That would be my guess. And you just have to focus on your sister's mental health and your mom's mental health, and you should be good. Oh no, it's the dinners. It's the food. Tingen says, in high school we found my friend's dad's porn collection and watched them just to watch it. It was some weird shit too. Was it like the 80s stuff? Because that stuff is like real weird. Like cocaine off of hookers' backs and stuff like that. Stop talking about this. We gotta stop talking about porn. Okay. The other thing is, like, I don't like how Aaron is spelled in this game. A-A-R or A-R-R-A-N. Like, stop it. I know it's Scottish, but I don't like it. I don't know what you're clicking, so I'm hoping you're doing this.
I'm doing it right.
Do you promise? Do you promise, Nick? Are you doing it right? Yes, it was exactly what it is. It's weird, like 80s styles porn. Once I found porn on my dad's phone. Oh no! Was that like a smartphone recently, or was that like old school flip phone?
Okay, so we're planting it in the sister's room? I keep forgetting.
Yes, we're gonna plant it in your sister's room, and then we're going to use the... Yeah. You're definitely going the wrong way. Congratulations. I definitely... Well, okay, so I semi-found my mom's, like, special drawer, / she showed me where it was, which was super awkward.
One time... okay, let me tell a story real quick. One time I found a book on my parents' like bedside table about how to give good oral sex.
Did you take some notes?
No, I didn't look at the book. I was mortified.
This is a great conversation to have while running. Are you seriously running right now? I'm so proud of you.
Come hither, thou sweet and flame-haired maiden. Let us play the games which have been forbidden in the dusty old rooms of this house in which I live in. Come hither to me and do my sweet bidding. If you find yourself unable to continue reading the poem, you're pretty sure that forbidden isn't a word and that the rest doesn't really rhyme.
Forbidden is not a word. And forbidden is yes.
Do you want to plant this item of evidence in this room? Yes.
So Jay said it was on his smartphone while we were at the dump. Yeah, so what was your story? Did you say your story?
My story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said my story.
Okay, so after you do this, go to your mom's room, I would say. Or to
my dad's room. I'll just go to my mom's room.
Go to your mom's room. I once found my stereotypical DVD in my dad's forbidden cabinet. Gotta get the mate run in and talk about porn too. My friend and I were going to the Rocky Horror Picture Show live, which in Milwaukee is a big thing. And go talk to your mom. Yeah. And so my friend wanted to dress as Dr. Frankfurter. So he clearly needed some fishnet stockings. He had borrowed my sister's heels, and so they did the fishnet stockings. And my mom's like, "Oh, I have some." And so she's pulling out all of these like 80s lingerie type things, like just clearly like dusty and everything like that, which cool, my mom doesn't use them anymore, but like also she like pulls out a pair of like thigh-high fishnet stockings and is like, "Here you go, Avery's friend, who is a male. Please use these to go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show."
All right, I'm gonna read this dialogue because we're gonna focus on this. Thank you for joining me in here, Mr. Bruce. I'm sure this won't take long. Before we begin, I need to search your person. Best these formalities get out of the way. Is that really necessary? I'm afraid so. Turn around, please. Now that that's out of the way, let's move on to the interview. As you know, I've already spoken to everyone else which was present at the time of your sister's death. We have also completed our initial search of the house, but we'll get to that later. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? First of all, we'll run through your activities since your arrival. The maid says that you and the butler arrived shortly after 7 o'clock and she greeted you at the door. You went to see your father in the library. I understand your conversation became quite heated.
Did it?
Actually, I thought the conversation was civil. I didn't think it was heated, relatively speaking. Really? Apparently, even your mother could have heard raised voices in the parlor. You discussed the prospect of moving back to Dunshall. You refused to do so under any circumstances, I understand. I may have considered it in the future. I might have considered it at some point, but it wasn't practical at the time. My father had a hard time understanding that. I think I understand. It's very strange that you didn't go and have a conversation with your mother in the parlor when you arrived. Makes me wonder what else you were doing that was so important. I thought I did have a conversation with my mom.
I thought you did too, but maybe you didn't.
Let's discuss your conversation with the butler. You spoke about your mother's recent moods, yes? He seemed very worried about her. Yes, my mother was having a very hard time dealing with my sister's condition, apparently. It sounded like she had been pushed to the breaking point. Interesting. Did you speak to your sister before dinner? Yes, I did. I went to my sister's room to see her. I see. And what did you discuss with her? Nothing really. She just insulted me and I left. It was a brief conversation I've had with my sister. She called me a rat and not wanting to be insulted further, I soon left the room. Did that make you angry? To be honest, I was used to that from her. Let's move on to the events that took place during dinner. I understand there was an argument involving the butler. You felt he was being treated unfairly. Excuse me. My family always treats the servants poorly. Someone has to stand up for the servants around here. My family treats them like dirt. Indeed, it was good for you to do so, Mr. Bruce. Now I need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Where were you when you heard the maid scream? Ground floor, foyer, library, parlor, storage room. Parlor. I was in the parlor. Oh yes, your mother mentioned you were in there with her. As I said earlier, we have completed our initial search of the property. We found a poem written by your sister, which appears to clearly express romantic feelings towards the maid. However, from where we found the poem, there was no reason for us to believe the maid was aware of those feelings.
Ooh, did we do it?
No, we didn't.
How?
Because we should have planted it in the maid's room.
Okay.
It's entirely possible that your feelings of unrequited love contributed to your sister's demise, though. See, the suicide! This might be the suicide! I'm curious about the murder weapon. The broken glass seems to have come from one of your sister's mirrors. We found the rest of it in the maid's room. We have established that you have been to the servants' quarters this evening. However, we can't rule out suicide, especially given your sister's mental condition and her obsession with mirrors. It's all very interesting.
Did we do it?
I'll be completely honest with you now, Mr. Bruce. While some of your behavior this evening has been peculiar, I find no cause for any significant suspicion. I'm slightly curious about the maid, but I doubt she was involved in this. Despite any question marks about your mother, I don't think for a moment that she did this. The possibility of suicide must be considered, although I'm personally unconvinced.
Ow!
Now, as far as what happens next, you can go on for now, but I would appreciate it if you don't leave town. I may have some questions for you later. It is possible that an inquest might return a verdict of suicide. We'll see. Okay, well, we'll see. Hopefully a verdict of suicide.
Please be a verdict of suicide. I've never wanted a suicide more in my life.
Although the inspector harbored suspicions about you, you were not brought in for further questioning. Suicide was regarded as the most likely possibility, but the inquest determined that there was not sufficient evidence to return a verdict. The case remains unsolved. You got away with murder.
Wait, did you win?
No! It's unsolved like we did the last time we did it.
But that doesn't... So your dad donated everything to charity again?
I guess so. I didn't check.
That's why we need it! Ugh. Hang on. Let me see if I can go back in the stream and look at that. I thought there was a way to go back.
I think there might be.
I'm looking. We're from blah, 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 blah. I'm looking. Okay. Alright. Yeah, just do what you did again and we'll plant it in the maid's quarter.
I've often wondered down
Okay.
to dreamy Chinatown, the home of King of Leaves. It's fine, I must declare, but I am going there.
Damn it! It's really hard to get on.
I'll soon be there in a bamboo chair.
Dang it! I can't even get it. I'm sorry, Nick.
It's alright. I don't think we did it.
Okay, well...
We want to get it to a suicide. And this time I talked to the mother, and the mother said that the last time that she saw her like this, she was like playing with razor blades. So that is a good sign that we can make this look like a suicide.
That's a good sign. She was playing with some razor blades.
I kind of want to say this.
You do you, boo-boo. You speedrun this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab some water and then a mixed drink, okay? I can still hear you. I am still paying attention. If you need me to make a choice.
Where was the love letters again?
They were in the desk drawer in the hallway.
Okay.
Go down in the basement. Do you know what I speak of?
No, but I'll figure it out.
I think that's where it was. Watch as I'm completely wrong. Oh, that's great. We have eggnog with booze in it. I'm just gonna take this whole thing upstairs and drink it. Hopefully Sam won't get mad at me for this. This is all I'm gonna have tonight.
Was it in here? No, wait, you can't see.
No, I'm back now. Yes, it was in here.
Where?
I think. It wasn't. Wait, no.
No,
Wait.
It wasn't in here.
It was in the middle hallway, right?
The middle hallway?
Go to your left. Down.
To the mother's room?
No. The one in between the hallway in between the mother's room. So go down to the basement.
Oh. Right here?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's where the rope was.
Dang it! Where was it? Was it upstairs?
Yeah, it was upstairs.
But where? What's in there? Did we ever look in there?
rat poison.
Oh, rat poison.
Let's talk to the maid real quick. Because we didn't do that last time.
Always make sure you talk to everybody. Anybody in the chat got any advice on what to do?
No backseat gaming. I don't want to know what to do.
I want backseat gaming. Just don't look at the stream, okay?
I want to figure out where did we find those poems?
I think I could have sworn No, they weren't in your mother's desk because that was your mother's diary. Are you sure they weren't in there? Because didn't you trigger the flashback and then you found it on the desk drawer to the left?
Yeah, this is where it is.
Boy, I am the person who finds things.
All right, we got it this time.
Proud of you. I believe in everything you do.
And then we can play the D Dynasty.
The D Dynasty-der?
Yep. Your concerns are my concerns. Okay, we've talked to everybody. Now let's go grab the mirror.
On the wall? Shit!
The mirror on the wall.
I totally wasn't paying attention and like muscle memoried my phone to my my desk and missed it by like a good long shot.
Nice.
Dinner is served. Okay, now whatever you do, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Oops.
What did you just do?
I just accidentally blamed George
that...
for looking down my mother's dress.
Why would you do that? Hopefully that won't affect us in the long run. I was gonna grab my CBD pen too while I was downstairs. Crap. How long does eggnog normally keep?
I don't know.
Do you drink eggnog?
Yeah. I drink it quick though.
Yeah, it's very hard to not drink quick. I have this like gooey, you know those like sticky hands that you got from like vending machines and stuff?
Yeah.
Not vending machines, like those coin machines.
Yeah, what about them?
My mother-in-law, did I tell you about this? My mother-in-law got one for Sam for Christmas, but it's a giant alligator.
Uh-huh.
And so now I really want him to just like be shirtless or something and just smack him with it as hard as humanly possible and just see if it welts. But like in a loving way.
Yeah, in a BDSM type of way.
No, not in that type of way. But in like I want to see if it would leave a welt. Also, I've been throwing it at the wall, which is probably not a good idea because I keep on like hitting things that are glass or almost hitting things that are glass. But it's super fun and we're gonna murder. What would happen if you just straight up strangled her?
I don't know.
This is some epic music. Wonder what would happen if we went in and just like stopped the maid from coming in.
Wonder what happened if we just stayed in the room. Probably not good things.
Probably not good things. Alright, let's see if we got away with murder.
Well, we can get away with it, but we just make sure...
Right. That it looks like a suicide.
Or the maid, maybe the maid, I don't know. I mean, I'll take either at this point.
Well, maybe we need to... No, because I feel like if we framed your dad, it would, like, you really wouldn't get the inheritance then.
Right, I know. I agree with that.
Alright. To make sure how she was treated well, right?
Yeah. Ooh, these are two interesting options.
Ooh. I would say I knew she got it worse since the maid arrived.
Okay.
Because then it's like she had feelings for her and it was pushed over the edge. I was especially concerned? Maybe? Oh, I was worried my sister might attempt suicide. I don't know, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. I would rather it be... Even though, I mean, it's going to be suicide or the maid.
I should just let you do this because you did it last time and I wasn't paying attention.
Oops. Okay, well, that's good.
I really want to look up, like, a walkthrough on how to get this, like, right. Alright, evidence. Good. Show remorse. Show you are human. So we're on the ground floor?
Yeah, in the parlor.
Yeah. Okay.
We found a poem written by your sister which appears to clearly express romantic feelings towards the maid. Given that we found it in the maid's room, we can be sure that she read it. Perhaps it is proof that the two of them were involved in a secret relationship that would make her a suspect. I will certainly have more questions for her at least. I'm curious about the murder weapon. Broken glass seems to have come from your sister's mirrors. We found the rest of it in the maid's room. We have established that you have been to the servants' quarters in the evening. However, we can't rule out suicide, especially given mental condition. It's all very interesting. I'll be completely honest. Your behavior this evening has given me cause for suspicion. What?
Wait,
But I feel quite certain that the maid isn't telling me something. Despite any question marks about your mother, I don't think for a moment that she did this. Despite her condition, I don't believe your sister committed suicide.
What?
Now, as far as what happened next, I'm going to accompany me to the station for further question. What? How are we suspicious that time?
You were suspicious. You didn't listen to the song. You didn't listen to the don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I'm going to arrest the maid.
Alright. Okay, well, let's see what happens.
Though you were brought in for further questioning, the police determined that there was not enough evidence to arrest you. Sophia the maid, as the only one to be arrested, remained the prime suspect. After a long and difficult trial, she finally convicted of murder and your sister in a very controversial verdict. The case caused quite a scandal in the national media, and Sophia gained a lot of unwanted celebrity in the process. She became known in the public imagination as the killer chambermaid. With no other heirs remaining, your father reversed his plans to cut you out of his will. When your parents died, you inherited everything! Dunshow House was yours, along with the fortune that came with it. However, George the butler found himself unable to continue serving in the place after what had happened.
Oh, did we beat this? Hell yes!
As you spent many long, sleepless nights wandering through the rooms of your house, you found that its emptiness was reflected within yourself.
Oh no.
You had become hollow inside, free of everything but the nightmares that continued to haunt you.
Are you serious? Did we also lose?
Well, we got the inheritance.
Nick, that doesn't mean we won.
Well, like, what else can we do? Do you want to, like, fuck around and, like, try something else, or do you want to go to the D Dynasty?
No, I want a dynasty.
Okay, let's go to the D Dynasty.
But the Double D Dynasty.
Let's see
Can you
what-
name it the Double D Dynasty?
Sure.
Please. Hell yeah. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. I'm so excited. Ooh, this one's got a raven.
Alright, gotta change the game. Stream.
Tinjim missed out on that glorious ending.
We got it, though.
Oh, we got it! I am gonna look up tonight if there's like a way to 100% it.
Yeah, there are definitely other endings. The Double D Dynasty. Stream Manager. Alright, let's see what this is all about. Nice! Did you see the ending? We got the inheritance!
That was Jay. Jay's been here for the whole trip.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking. Oh, the other guy missed it. Sorry.
No, Tinjin is currently not a player in this game.
Okay. Pilgrim Adventures.
All right. Do you think it's gonna be the same people? Oh, we get to pick.
Which one do you want to pick? I don't care.
I like the Crimson Garland just because it sounds like, you know, gothic.
The Crimson Garland. St. Andrew's Church, Scotland, February 2nd, in the year 1895. Yeah, this is
cemetery.
This is gothic.
This is much more gothic.
Ah, poor Oscar. Your husband always was such a sickly fellow. It is a great shame for a man to die so young. Alas, there was nothing that could be done. This is you.
There's something that could have been done, Thomas.
Oh, and what was that?
You received my letter, I assume. Did you not beg? Wait, did I not beg for you to send money?
Money
Can you hear me when I do that? By the way.
A little bit. It kind of cuts out.
All right, I'll. Okay.
Talk louder.
Okay.
Money for what? Medicine? Do you think any amount of money could have cured your husband of his illness? I highly doubt it.
That was not for you to determine. Now we will never know. The money could have made his final weeks more comfortable, at least.
Have you seen the South Park where they like find out that injecting like a ton of money just cures AIDS?
Yeah, I have.
That's what I'm imagining right now.
You always were a soft, delicate thing, sister. Death is never comfortable.
Nevertheless, the money is mine by right. You should have sent it.
Careful now, Margaret.
All the money you have made from the novels that I wrote, it should have been mine.
Perhaps you have forgotten your many failed attempts to those stories published under your own name. Nobody would ever read a murder mystery that was written by a woman. Were it not for me, those books never would have been seen by the light of day. This was the 1800s, alright? This was a different time.
This is your 1800s. Hashtag not my 1800s.
Besides, The chick who wrote Harry Potter wouldn't put her name on the book because she was afraid that no one would read it because she was a woman, and that was written in the 90s.
J.K. Rowling?
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling put her name on the books.
Yeah, J.K. She didn't put her real name, her female name.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I'm gonna Google this. You keep continue.
Besides, I have always given your fair share, have I not? A pittance, barely enough to live on. Well, it was your husband's responsibility to provide for you. Now that you are a widow, rest assured I will duly increase your allowance. What?
It was a pen name. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was her initials.
Well, even if it was her initials, the point is that she didn't want a woman's name on the book because she was afraid that no one would read it if it was written by a woman, and that was in the 90s.
I'm gonna Google that part too.
How very generous of you, brother. There's no need to be petulant. If you're going to be that way, I shall take my leave of you. When you have calmed your nerves, perhaps you can come to visit the Dunchill house. The family would love to see you.
Oh, she also went by Robert Galbraith.
Mother is not herself. Her condition gets worse each day, and it might do her good to see her face. I am sorry for your loss, Margaret. Please believe that.
Oh shit, you were right.
Yeah, I know. I learned it. I learned it in school.
It was not in school to pay attention.
Oscar, my sweet, loving Oscar. Winter has always been hard for you. Ever since you were a child, I know you never could stand the cold. This is the most unforgiving winter we have ever known. It's not for my brother's selfishness. I know you would still be here with me. He might as well have killed you by his own hand. I think I shall accept my brother's invitation. It has been too long since I have returned home to the Dunchill house. Besides, I must attend some unfinished business. Rest well, sweet husband. Okay, Dunchill house 2 weeks later. One story ends and another begins, such is the way of things. The story of my husband's... What?
I like how you speak when you're talking like a lady.
The story of my husband's time on Earth may have ended prematurely, but there are still certain loose threads to be cut away. And as for you, Thomas, the sordid tale of your wasteful life might also be drawing to a close, and it will take a fitting weapon, a damning piece of evidence, and a small helping of inspiration. For tonight, brother, I will write another of my little murder mysteries, and you will play the victim. In the first phase of the game, you should explore the house, converse with those present, and collect two useful items. Yeah. We know how to play the deed.
We've done the deed before, Karen.
And Sam, just to let you know.
Oh, no, we're still virgins.
Please do come in.
There you go.
It is such a pleasure to finally meet you, Mrs. Bruce.
Is this like the mother, the old lady mother, when she was younger?
I would guess, but there's also a cat down in your lower left, and I want you to go pet it as soon as possible.
Okay. Bruce was my maiden name. I am Margaret Percy.
Of course, how silly of me. I'm Ethel? Your mother's nurse. I also do much of the cleaning and cooking at the moment, so please let me know if you require anything.
Wait, is this your sister? No, that wouldn't make sense.
This is the maid, I think.
Oh, no, never mind. Never mind.
Your father has told me about your loss. I am so sorry about your husband. I'm sure that...
It's not the mom, because the husband is alive, and I don't know who this person is. This is like... When did the other game take place? Like, what year? Because, like, this was 1895, and I don't know who these people are. These are, like, their ancestors or something?
Hang on.
Don't look it up.
I'm looking it up.
No,
okay.
There's gonna be spoilers.
No, I'm looking up the deed, the one that we played.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's
not a very popular game, so there's probably not a lot of information about it online. Anyway, this is you. Read.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sure that your parents will be glad to see you. Your mother rarely leaves her bed these days, but you'll find your father in the parlor.
Such a shame they could not attend the funeral, only their health is so frail and the frost is so terrible this year. I'm sure they would if they could. I understand, I'm sure they would if they attended if the circumstances were different. Oh, certainly they would have.
Sorry, I was taking a drink.
Your mother, she's been not well, but I'm sure you will see that for yourself. We have eaten dinner already, but I can prepare you something if you are still hungry. Stop, I'm trying to take a drink. Your brother Thomas has arranged some entertainment for the evening. Lady Lenora will be reading fortunes. Will be reading his fortune.
Lady Lenora?
Oh yes, she's a highly esteemed psychic, very popular in your brother's circles, I hear. You'll find her in the drawing room.
This ought to be entertaining. Well, this ought to be rather entertaining.
Yes, I hope so. It's not my sort of thing, but it will be interesting to observe. Your younger brother Michael and his wife Nellie are already visiting as well with their newborn son. I don't believe you have met your nephews yet. He is such a lovely babe in his arms.
I've been looking forward to seeing him. Yes, I've been looking forward to meeting the little one.
I'm sure you have. He's quite adorable. Anyways, I better finish washing the dishes. I'll be in the pantry if you need anything.
The letter on the stand is...
Saunter away like I'm in RuneScape.
The letter on the stand is addressed to your brother Thomas. Apparently he didn't get around to opening it yet. Curiosity gets the better of you, and you carefully open the envelope without ripping it. Inside, there is a letter penned in an elegant cursive handwriting. My dear Thomas, last night I finished reading The Crimson Garland for the 193rd time. Your perfect prose still fills me with such desire as I have never known. You have such a talent for writing a good murder. I often find myself fantasizing about such things. What weapon would I use? How would I assure the authorities of my innocence? Though we have never met, I can sense that we are kindred spirits. Perhaps we shall be together someday soon. Sincerely, an admirer. This might be a useful piece of evidence. If you take the letter, you can still carry one more item on your person. Leave the letter. Interesting. I wonder if you can do this in the other game, where you take two pieces of evidence instead of the murder weapon and then strangle the chick and see what happens.
Maybe.
That's a possibility. Anyway. Fittingly enough, the grandfather clock is said to have been purchased by your grandfather Benjamin Bruce. You step inside the library and see your brother Thomas idly leafing through the books on one of the shelves, completely oblivious to what you have in store for him. As a child, you devoured every book you could get your hands on. There are very few in the library which have not been read. There's no time for studying. The folder on the small writing desk is marked Property Valuation File, which makes you rather curious. When your brother is not looking, you take a peek inside. It seems that Thomas has had the Dunchill house valued recently. Father would be furious if he ever sold the estate, so it's more likely he was trying to use it as collateral for a loan. This might be a useful piece of evidence if you take this property valuation file. You can still carry one more item with you, okay?
It's gonna be harder, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a lot more complex. As a child, you devoured every book you could read. Okay. Someone has been reading today's newspapers. The headlines are all about this difficult winter. Your husband's death was not unique. Thousands of others have died of hypothermia or pneumonia. Many more have lost their livelihoods because they are unable to feed their families. You wonder how much this suffering could be avoided if all of the selfish, uncaring people like your brother were removed from this earth. Alright, let's talk to him. Well.
You've bashed him this way to Albuquerque. Jeez.
What? You sound surprised, Thomas. You seemed rather upset at the funeral. Perhaps you've come to your senses now. Yes, you were right. You could say that. I suppose it was wrong of me to expect you to send money. Yes, I'm glad that you see that now. You can put the unpleasantness behind us. I see that you're still mourning. Isn't it about time you take off that depressing veil? You aren't getting any younger, you know, but I suppose there's still time for you to remarry. You must think about your future. Oh, I'm thinking about the future, alright. I'm thinking about the future, believe me. Good, we must soldier on, mustn't we? Have you been to see Mother yet? I'm afraid her condition has not improved much. Many of the Bruce women have gone mad, you know. It's like kind of a curse. You're lucky to have escaped it thus far. If it were up to me, she would be committed. That would snap her out of it soon enough. I don't know, she is our mother. I'm not about that, Thomas. She's our mother, and she should stay at home.
Why does everybody want to murder everyone?
One cannot be too sentimental. I certainly think it would do her some good. Anyway, you should get settled in. There will be some entertainment later. I've hired a lady to read my fortune. It's rather exciting. Who knows what might be revealed. Michael and Nellie have gone to the guest room. I trust that one of the basement rooms will suffice for your needs. Can I look at the plant? No. Okay.
Look at the...
What?
Could have had something in it!
I can't click on it.
Like poison! Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's... yeah.
Hi, puppy. Are you here for snuggles? Are you all tired from the park? Yeah. Her favorite person went with us too.
One of your father's most treasured possessions, a dueling pistol owned by one of your illustrious ancestors. Years ago, you learned your father likes to keep the pistol loaded in case of burglars after your brothers were severely scolded for playing with it. The pistol is small enough to conceal beneath your dress. If you take the pistol, you can carry one more. Okay. So we got our father's pistol. Let's look at the cat. The small white cat seems to be a new addition to the family. Perhaps it will finally deal with the mouse problem for which the house has long suffered. Neither the lamp nor the bottle of gin on the side table would be very much of interest to you. You quietly slide open the drawers of this cabinet, making sure your father doesn't hear you. Inside, you find a selection of your father's old notebooks and correspondence, but nothing would be useful to you. Margaret, it's good to see you. Hello, Father, how are you? How am I? Where to begin? My wife is slowly going insane. My eldest son Thomas wastes both his time and his money on carnival performers. And to make matters worse, I have to contend with the spineless crybaby Michael and his brainless ninny of a wife.
I also spend a lot of time on quote-unquote carnival performers.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Yes, it must be hard for you. I'm sorry, Father. What?
They're flexible.
Okay, I don't want to know. I shouldn't have asked. Well, yes, well, you were always a good one. Now you're here, Margaret. I must offer my condolences for the loss of your husband. Oscar was not a bad fellow, I suppose. He was a good man. Yes, Oscar was a good man. We would have attended the funeral if it were possible. With the health of your mother's condition, it did not seem judicious. I understand, Father. It's okay, Father. I understand. You're a good girl, Margaret. Life has dealt you an unfair hand, but you'll find your feet again soon enough. So what else do you want? End conversation. I don't care.
This puppy needs to go outside. If Sam would please answer the freaking phone!
I will see you later, Father. I suppose you will. The dining table is cleared already. Apparently your family could not wait for your arrival before commencing dinner. The clock above the fireplace seems to have stopped working again. It never has been reliable. The plates, the pots, and pans...
Like I'm like so confused as to why this is like the same people, but like not the same people, and then I'm trying to like, you know...
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know.
This is a lot more intricate.
Yeah. We're just gonna run through this real quick and probably get caught, so let's just not put too much effort into it.
Okay.
Oh, there's the...
Oh, there's the fortune
You
teller.
want to be the fortune teller?
I sense that you are a woman on a mission. Looking at me like a man on a mission. Okay, there's something that needs to be done, and you intend to do it.
The deed? Are we doing the deed?
No, you're wrong about that. You must have me wrong, woman. I'm not on any mission.
Are you sure? Your aura is certainly a strong one, and my senses rarely deceive me.
Yes, I'm quite sure.
If you insist. Oh, how terribly rude of me to neglect a proper introduction. Who might you be?
I'm Margaret Percy, and you?
They call me Lady Lenora the Prophet, the living oracle of the descended ladies and gentlemen of leisure.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, I always make new friends or potential client. I provide a great many services. In case of your brother, he has hired me for a simple tarot reading. The mystery of the tarot can prove a personal with relevance, but at
Great reading. I can already sense that you are skeptical. Perhaps by the end of this evening you will have changed your mind. I'm not as skeptical as you think. Oh, I'd like to keep an open mind about these things. You'd be surprised. Good, then perhaps you will learn something as well. Now, if you excuse me, I must center myself before the reading.
Yeah, please do. Continue.
Unfortunately, a small candlestick is too light to be used of a weapon. Looks like Lady Lenora has left her purse. She might notice if you start going through it, though. What?
I'm just saying, like, if hang on one second. Take the dog out, please. Okay. Sorry.
The wooden crate has been sealed with nails, and the hammer that was used to drive them is sitting on top of it, and it certainly looks heavy enough to do some damage. The hammer is small enough to conceal beneath your dress. Okay, there's a hammer there.
Everything can be concealed beneath the dress.
Yeah, there is nothing inside the barrel. Once your eyesight adjusts to the dim light of the wine cellar, you can see your younger brother Michael helping himself to one of the bottles. Drinking alone again, Michael? If there's a better way to drink, I haven't found it yet. How are you, sister?
How are you?
I'll be okay. Don't worry about me, brother. I'll be fine. Yes, that's the spirit. I'm terribly sorry, Oscar. You know I always liked him. We would have liked to come to the funeral, but you know how things are with a new child. Oh, I'm sorry, Margaret. What am I saying? Don't worry about it. You worry too much, Michael. I'm not offended. You know, I've never been any good at saying the right thing at times like these. What do you want to talk about? Nothing. Okay. Wonderful. You decide not to start drinking now. You need to stay focused. A large ornate corkscrew sits beside the unopened bottle of wine. It certainly looks sharp and deadly to you. The corkscrew is small enough, blah, blah, blah. Okay. There seems to be a lot of useless junk contained within these small storage room. You gather it as it's been some time since the house was properly cleaned out. You rifle through the drawers but find nothing apart from assorted baubles and junk.
I love the word baubles.
You rifle through the drawers, okay. A half-used bottle of rat poison containing an active ingredient arsenic has been discarded here. Apparently the new cat has been doing its job. The bottle of poison is small enough, blah blah blah. Okay.
Why does it keep saying conceal beneath your dress? Like, why don't you just, say you can dig it?
Since your brother Michael and his wife have been occupying the guest room upstairs, it seems like this tiny basement room is where you're expected to sleep tonight. Among these books is a copy of The Crimson Garland, a tale of murder mystery by Thomas Bruce. You always hated seeing your brother's name attached to your finest piece of work. Taking the lid off the box, you are not surprised to see that Thomas has apparently dumped a lot of early writing and poetry down there. Most of them are rather morbid. Among them is a poem which you wrote 8 years ago after reading an American journalist herring expose on the treatment of women in lunatic asylums. And what still remains? Nothing but vanity. I cast these chains and embrace my insanity, and hell you will wish you had never been born. It hath no fury like a woman you scorn. The poem goes on for several more verses, describing the bloody vengeance that the woman intends to take upon these who labeled her insane. This might be a useful piece of evidence. Okay. Interesting. Many of your early stories were written up on this very desk. You used to come down here for peace and quiet. Since your younger brother and his wife were already occupying the guest room, okay, sleep down here like a common servant. The wardrobe is empty.
Okay, so what are our options so far?
We got I don't know. Let me just get through this for a second. When you were a child, your governess used to sleep in the room. Now it seems to be occupied by your mother's nurse. The scent of jasmine for the sweetest little flower I know. Love, Thomas. The unopened perfume bottle suggests that Thomas has apparently been courting your mother's nurse. Given his past behavior with women, you are hardly surprised. This might be a useful piece of evidence if you take... So who is this perfume? I wasn't really paying attention.
It was Thomas's perfume that he gave to his mother's nurse.
You open the wardrobe and peek inside. There's nothing but Nurse Ethel's clothes, which are no use to you. And now let's go visit our mother, and that'll be the last one. Your parents' bedroom now has a particular scent to it. You didn't notice the last time you were here. It smells of old age and death. Is that you, Ethel? It's me, Mother Margaret. Oh, Margaret, you look so lovely. It was lovely. It was a lovely service, wasn't it? I'm so glad I could attend. Service? There's a lot of people here, aren't there? Your dear husband had so many friends. Is she like... She's got like dementia.
Crazy. Although... Oh, wait, was this 2 weeks earlier? No.
No. Your condition is worse than I thought. Oh dear, things are worse than I thought. I don't know what you mean, Margaret. I assume there must be alcohol at this wake. I would love a glass of sherry. Oh, is there something else, dear? No, don't care. You should get some rest. Yes, rest.
No, there's a mirror again.
Your mother's collection of dreary romance novels is of very little interest to you. On top of the bookshelf, however, sits a small mirror and a pair of very sharp scissors. You can't think of any use for the mirror, but the scissors look potentially deadly. The scissors are small enough to conceal in your dress. There's nothing of interest at your father's desk. Old habits die hard. Your father has always kept a bottle of gin by the bed. Your old bedroom seems to have been claimed by your brother Michael and his wife for their visit. There she is now, fawning over an infant in his pram.
Time to go steal all the stuff while they're not looking.
Margaret, is that you? Good evening, Nellie. It's been so long since I saw you that I barely recognize your face. That's such a lovely morning dress, you poor thing. Thank you for your concern. But of course I'm concerned. We are nearly sisters, aren't we? And here is your nephew, little Malcolm. A beautiful boy, isn't he? Yes, he is. Yes, beautiful. Being a mother has made me realize a lot of things, mostly that what is truly important is the people closest to you. I pray only for our little Malcolm, Margaret, that he grows up to understand the importance of family.
The things you could definitely wish for. My cynical side.
Family is the most important thing. Yes,
you're much more kinder than I am.
Yes, that would be a very good lesson for him to learn. Good, I'm glad you agree. Something else on your mind? Nope. I should be going. See you soon. There's nothing at the bedside table.
Go through her stuff.
Your sister-in-law, Nellie, is too busy cooing with the infant. It's one of your murder stories. A young woman stabbed her lover to death with a hat pin where she discovered that he had a wife. You had always wondered if it was really possible. The hat pin is small enough to conceal. Okay. Looks like your brother and his wife have not gone around to unpacking their belongings yet. Okay.
I mean, okay, so who are we trying to kill?
Our brother.
Okay.
The portrait of your ancestors is apparently more than 100 years old. You always thought it had a haunted look about them.
Have we had any flashbacks yet?
No, there's always been something almost hypnotic about this mirror. Your family's coat of arms has remained the same for more than 400 years. The candles provide a small amount of light to this eerie landing. And who's in here?
No
Thomas's
one.
bedroom doesn't seem to have changed much since the last time you were here. He seemed determined to wait for your parents to die rather than find a house of his own. You slide open the top drawer of the dresser. Among your brother's folding clothes sits a long leather riding crop. Thomas has always been fond of riding, and his crop has been ornately marked with his initials. This might be a useful piece of evidence. If you take the riding crop, you can carry one more on your person. Okay. The leather-bound folder contains a collection of Thomas's correspondence, most of which are exceedingly dull. Scattered among the fan letters and notes from his old school friends, you find quite a number of rejections from various publishing houses. Despite the success of your work published under his name, Thomas seems to have been struggling to get his own work published. You wonder if it might take the rejection letters out of the folder and group them all together. That would certainly tell a rather one-sided story of your brother's situation. This might be a useful piece of evidence. If you take the rejection letters, you can still carry one more item. Okay, interesting.
I didn't know they had posters back then.
It reads Thurston, the great magician, the wonder of the universe. Thomas really does believe that there is truth behind all the smoke and mirrors. Okay, so we've looked through everything. To anyone who is paying attention, do you know what we should do? We've got to plant evidence.
Who did you hate so far the most?
The psychic.
Alright, let's blame it on the psychic.
How do we pin evidence on the psychic? Put it in the room that she was in?
Yeah, this one confuses me because you could take 2 evidence, right? And you don't need to actually have a murder weapon.
Well, it says you can take 2 things. I don't know. But let's take a murder weapon. What murder weapon do we want to take? I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I had to get the attention of my husband for about half of this stream.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's just go back and...
Let's frame it on the cat! So if it was the psychic, what did she say to you?
Alright, screw it. We're gonna take this hammer.
Okay.
Kill him with a hammer. And... basically what we're doing is we're trying to kill our brother and we're trying to frame someone else for his murder and we're trying to get away with it. So you can take one murder weapon and one piece of evidence to plant on someone else, and that's what we're trying to do, if that makes sense.
But what does it say?
You know what? We could take the fan letters and put it upstairs with Thomas's stuff. And then...
Or what about the rejection letters? We could take we could take the rejection letters and put them somewhere. Let's do that. I don't know where we're gonna put them, but
maybe in your other brother's room? Or your, where the baby is?
okay, well let's just do that. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Alright.
The chimes must mean the Lady Lenora is preparing to give her reading. This should be interesting.
If you think this one sounds good, you should go back and watch our the first Deed playthrough because it was a lot less confusing than this one.
The first game we played, the Deed, the original game, was a lot more simple. This one is a lot more confusing, and we skipped a lot of dialogue as far as talking about the other characters and learning about them, because I'm kind of rushing through this because the stream's about to end probably within the next 10 minutes. So we're just going to run through this one time and see what happens, and then maybe come back to it at a later date and play it a little more intensely. So I don't know. Anyway, the time has come for us to begin. This is the fortune teller, by the way. She's going to read our brother's fortune.
Because he will die of murder.
The first card will reveal something significant about your past. It could be your recent past or something distant, almost forgotten. Let us see what the deck holds. Ah, the lovers. Well, how about that? Have you been holding out on us, brother? Got a secret filly hidden away? This card can indeed signify a relationship. It can also represent a choice you have both made, or perhaps a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what was supposed to... It could refer to something about my mother and father. I don't know. Yes, you two chose those people. Do you look like mother and father? Is there a choice you've made about our mother, Thomas? Well, not as much of a choice, really. We all know she should be better off in an institution. Not all of us believe that, Thomas, and good luck convincing father to agree to it. You would say that, Michael, your mother's little boy. Let's continue with the reading. Your second card, which represents your present, is the Fool. Ha, how very appropriate. On the contrary, the Fool is often interpreted in a more positive light. It can signify a new beginning or an imminent prosperity. However, it can also mean that you are failing to see some danger that is right in front of you. You are right in front of him, Lenora. Right in front of him, that would be you, Lenora. Well, I certainly hope I'm not in any danger. You are quite safe, I promise.
Pin it on Lenora!
I only ever use my powers for good. Unless you ever cross me, of course. Now is the time to reveal the third and final card, which represents your future. It had better not be death, I'll tell you that much.
It's death.
Your final card is justice. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. It usually isn't. It represents fairness and balance, the notion that all shall receive what they deserve. Is that so? Perhaps it means I shall finally get another novel published, eh, Margaret? Maybe not, because we have your rejection letters. Not unless I write it for you. Only if I agreed to write it for you, Thomas. Oh my.
Ooh.
Ha, I knew it. Harsh Browns. You could never have written the Crimson Garland, Thomas. It was far too entertaining. Watch it, brother, and I'll have words with you later, Margaret. That brings the reading to an end. I hope that the cards have been revelatory. Thank you so much, Lady Lenora. I've never seen anything quite like that before. Well, that was exhausting. I could use some wine. I second that motion. Yeah.
I third it.
You third that?
Mm-hmm. I third and fourth it.
Now that the reading...
My liver.
Now that the reading is finished, the time has come for you to do what you came here to do. Any evidence you've gathered must be planted now before you seek out your unfortunate victim. Plant evidence, yeah. Okay, Alright,
where are we planting it?
Avery likes wine. I'm not much of a drinker, although if you go back and watch one of my other streams, I got blackout drunk on one of my streams, but I don't drink often, even though I drank last night, so...
Wait, wasn't that our stream? Was that
Yeah, that was the Valhalla in Hat in Time.
Yeah. GZ Blacker. Definitely check out some of our other streams. This one's kind of, we're rushing through it because we're reaching our time limit. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna put a link to my YouTube channel so you can watch our other videos. We archive our stream on there. Anyway, so where should we plant the rejection letters?
The rejection letters should go in your brother. No, because we're trying to the fortune teller, right?
I mean, I have no idea where to put them, honestly. Or who we're framing. Oh.
Just randomize it.
I'm gonna put him in our mother's room.
Yeah, there you go. That actually seems legit.
Despite the success of your work published under his name, Thomas seems to have been struggling to get any of his own work published. You wish to plant the rejection letters in the desk drawer here in your parents' room? Yes. Fortunately, your mother doesn't seem to be lucid enough to notice you placing the letters inside the desk drawer and then closing it quietly. Okay. Now...
Alright, let's go do the deed.
Where is he?
I don't know. Isn't that him in the parlor? Or in the... right there?
But it doesn't have... No, that's our other brother.
Oh, go upstairs, maybe in the babe's room?
And in our brother's room, maybe?
Yeah.
Is it this room? Wait, who's this?
I don't know.
Sister-in-law.
Oh, so it is in that room.
No.
How are you gonna do that with... Wait, what the...
Where is he?
I just want to murder you! Come out wherever you are! Why is this so hard?
Yeah, they made this a lot more complex.
Is he in there? Because the cat? I don't know. Hi, Evie. Speaking of cat. Is he in the kitchen? Or down there?
I'm looking down here. Thomas seems
there
to
it
be
is.
struggling to open a particular stubborn bottle of wine. He has not heard you descend the stairs. Okay, here we go.
Murder!
You creep as silently as a black widow spider ready to devour its prey. The heavy hammer held in one hand, your brother is too busy struggling with the wine bottle to notice you. The first swing of the hammer is sure and true, striking him on the side of the head and causing him to drop to his knees with nothing but a low grunt of surprise. The second swing is a death blow, crate caving in his skull as lifelessly as he falls to the floor. You drop the hammer beside your body as you prepare to get as far away from here as possible.
Okay. Let's go!
Oops.
Let's
Oops.
go!
Dang it!
Okay. No!
Ah, shit!
You have to go out the door! Go to the cat. The cat will vouch for you.
Okay. That's what she said.
What, the cat will vouch for you?
No, she said, why is this so hard? And he said, that's what she said.
Oh, yeah. Legit, yes, all the time.
So the body has been discovered. Now the story truly begins.
We'll have to, like, go through this thing again and like, actually focus.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I broke my cat.
Oh, Michael, it's all just so terrible. I know, my darling, but don't worry. The police are here, and they will soon find and arrest the ruffian who broke in and killed my brother. Oh, someone broke in, did they? It's such a good thing we have an accomplished detective such as yourself in the family. Of course someone broke in, Father. What else could have happened? Thomas may have been my son and heir, but he was also a pompous little idiot. Please don't. There are many people who thought little of him, and some of them are right in this room. No, I want to accept that. One ought to not speak ill of the dead. I'll speak however I please about my own son, you tardy little... Alright, men, are we just finishing the search of the house? If there's any evidence that points towards what happened here, we'll find it. I will need to speak to everyone who was present at the time of the murder. Even my wife? You'd get more sense speaking to a doornail, Inspector. Yes, I do mean everyone. Lady Lenora, I'd like to speak to you first of all. Yes, Inspector. I did kind of frame the wife. I put the rejection letters in her room.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you for joining me, Miss Percy.
Women killed by poisoning, though.
I understand this must be an emotional time, but it is best to take the first witness statements while they are fresh in the memory. Of course, Inspector. I'll apologize in advance, but I'm afraid the first thing I have to do is search your person. Rest assured my hands will not linger anywhere they shouldn't. Yeah. Now then, please have a seat, Mrs. Percy. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm very sorry to hear that you lost your husband recently. I see that your attire that you're still in mourning. How well would you say you have been coping with his passing?
Instantly. I don't know.
I think I'm quite resilient. Life has not been easy, Inspector. I know how to cope with these difficult events. I see. According to my notes, your brother Michael also inquired about your well-being when you spoke to him earlier this evening. You told him not to worry and that everything would be okay. That seems quite consistent with what you told me. Yes! To lose both the husband and the brother so quickly must be quite a shock for you.
Yeah, we got that husband thing on our side.
I hope at least that the rest of your family will support you through these difficult times. Would you say your family is quite important to you? I would, yes, they're very important. My family seems very precious to me. I see, thank you. I understand that Thomas is your only brother, or your only other family member to attend your husband's funeral. Your parents weren't unable to attend. Yes, that's correct. You told your mother's nurse that perhaps your parents might have attended the funeral under different circumstances. Ooh. It sounded like you had forgiven them for not attending. You said something similar to your father later on in the parlor. Now I need to go over some of my notes with you. What I'm looking for specifically are clues or inconsistencies. I want to form a picture of the events surrounding your brother's death. When you arrived at the house, Nurse Ethel introduced herself and told you about the planned entertainment for the evening. She said that you seemed to be looking forward to the performance by Lady Lenora, and then informed you that your brother Michael and his wife were visiting with their infant son. Mm-hmm. You told her that you were looking forward to meeting your nephew for the first time. Nurse Ethel also mentioned to me that she saw you again in the pantry later that evening.
None of this is like anything but just like, hey, this is what happened in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Later, you went to speak with your father in the parlor. It seems that you had to listen to him complain about the current state of your family. He gave me quite an earful as well. He told me that you sympathized with him. Lady Lenora mentioned that she spoke to you before the reading. She made a particular observation about you, that you seemed like a woman who was on a mission. You said that she was mistaken and that you weren't on any mission. Finally, she said that she sensed that you were skeptical and suggested that perhaps you would change your mind. You said that perhaps you weren't quite as skeptical as she assumed. You also spoke with your younger brother, Michael, down in the wine cellar. He told you that he had clumsily brought up the subject of having a new child without having thought about your recent loss. However, you did not seem to be offended. Now, your mother is not the most reliable witness, but she had taken her medication and was reasonably lucid when I spoke to her. She recalled seeing you this evening. Apparently, she believed herself to be attending your late husband's funeral. I suppose your manner of dress must have confused her. Your sister-in-law mentioned that you came to see her and the baby in the guest room. She says that she took the time to sympathize with you regarding the loss of your husband. You thanked her kindly for her concern. Nellie also introduced you to your new nephew, who you said was quite beautiful. Now, did you speak to your brother Thomas this evening before the tarot reading? I believe so. Yes, I did. So. And what was the main topic of your conversation?
Trouble getting published.
Yeah. Mainly spoke about his work, the fact that he was having a hard time getting published. He seemed quite troubled about it. Is that so? That might tie in with some interesting evidence we found. However, we'll come to that later. Yeah.
How are we stumbling our way through this?
I'm quite interested to find out what happened at the reading with Lady Lenora. Do you believe in fortune-telling, Inspector? You don't seem like the sort. No, not necessarily. I'm more interested in the way that Thomas himself interpreted the cards, and there are several witnesses to that. The first card, the Lovers, was interpreted as having something to do with your parents. Apparently, Thomas revealed his opinion that your mother belongs in an institution. She would not have been happy about that. Yes, imagine if she found out about it. Yes, I suppose a woman in her condition might have reacted violently. See? We're doing good! We did really...
We're doing pretty good!
We did really good for just totally, like, blasting our way through this shit. The second card seems to have prompted a discussion about Lenora herself and whether Thomas ought to be afraid of her. She did warn us not to cross her. Lenora warned Thomas that she better not cross her. Michael did mention that she said something like that.
I swear if we win this based off of pure luck...
This wasn't luck. I mean, I was actually, like... I read through the whole thing. You know, I did do my work. It wasn't pure luck.
I did not pull my weight this time
you were a little out of it, but When you put it that way, it does sound rather threatening. The final card was meant to reveal something about his future. Instead, it led to another revelation, the fact that you had ghostwritten his most successful book. Yes, I admit it. It's true, my work was published under his name. That doesn't mean I had anything to do with this. Not necessarily, but it does give you a motive. You certainly took a lot of money that was rightfully yours. As mentioned earlier, my men have conducted a very thorough search of the house. Down in the basement where Nurse Ethel sleeps, found a bottle of perfume that your brother had apparently bought her as a gift. The fact that he was courting her does not alone make her a suspect. They were both young, unmarried people after all. We found something inside the desk of your parents' room, a pile of rejection letters from various publishers all over the country. Apparently your brother was having a hard time getting his work published. Must have been difficult for him. I can't imagine what mental state might have been like. Neither of your parents have ever seen these letters before, so they say. I'm not sure how they come to be in that room. Perhaps your brother intentionally placed them somewhere he knew they would be found. Anyway, we didn't find anything else of any particular interest. The manner of your brother's death is also a matter of importance. The hammer doesn't point to anyone in particular. Perhaps that's what the killer intended. Moving on. I've also been trying to ascertain everyone's location at the time of your brother's death. Tell me, where were you when you heard the Nurse Ethel screaming? Ground floor, in the parlor. Yeah. I was here in the parlor. Indeed, your father did mention that you were in here. It puts a little distance between you and the wine cellar, though not very much. So, Miss Percy, I've learned quite a lot of very interesting information about this evening. Although there are some suspicious circumstances involved, there's not much evidence to suggest foul play on your part.
Hell yeah!
Lady Lenora might be the only stranger in the house, but I don't think that there is much of a reason to suspect her involvement. As for your mother, I regard her as nothing more than a poor, unfortunate old lady. She could not have done this in her condition. Given the way in which your brother died, I don't think suicide is a possibility, and now I must decide what to do about all this. And what about me, Inspector? You're free to go. I need to take your questions down, though, and address in case I have further questions, though. Of course, I'll be glad to assist.
Did we get away with it?
I think we did. Pretty sure we did.
So far, so good. I don't think we did, but...
I think we got away with it.
Yeah.
Some weeks later. Chapter 18, The Confession. We're in a jail cell. In these pages I have laid myself bare. I have confessed my sins for all to see. Yes, I am the loving wife. Yes, I am the secret author. And yes, I am the sister who murdered her brother. Could I have gotten away with it? Most likely, if only I directed the blame towards someone else. My only aim was to rebalance the shifting scales of justice, to set matters right. Perhaps with my arrest, this confession, that is precisely what happened. In the end, justice favors nobody. We all get what we deserve. If you learn anything from these pages, let it be that.
Always pin it on someone else.
Well, it was hard to pin it on someone else because we didn't read all that dialogue and shit. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or don't. I don't give a shit. I'll see you all in the next one. And goodbye, everyone.
Bye, I love you.